we come back, boats have never been this bad.
You can crack it to the point you think it's going to pin you against the side of the boat.
Next on Mega Machines, we're making waves with a waterborne racing rocket that puts the whoa in H2O. It's the Pier 57 Custom Racing Superboat. This ocean-going race boat weighs a soaking wet 9,500 pounds, stretches a sleek 42 feet long, the length of 3 Ferraris, and parts the waters with an 11-foot wide twin-hull design and two supercharged engines that pump out a water-boiling 4,000 horsepower combined. That's the power of 4 Indy race cars. The result? Just dip the propellers in the wet stuff. Point this puppy out to sea, and Pier 57 will lay waste to the water at an astonishing 180 miles per hour. Steering this superboat is owner and pilot David Woods. He's been selling and racing souped-up pleasure boats for 5 years, shipping more than 100 water racing rockets. But he saved the fastest of them all for himself. The Pier 57 Custom Racing Superboat.
When you're operating this particular boat at top speeds, you really don't have the sensation that you're going as fast as you are. You're not catching any of the sound of the air going by you at a real fast speed.
In fact, this mega machine can travel and turn so fast that it exerts G-forces greater than the space shuttle at liftoff. But this machine isn't made for showboating. Oh no, this baby's bred for the racetrack.
It's the Mac Daddy of offshore powerboat racing, the Superboat World Championship. Oh, look at what you can see from the cockpit. Now that's a pack of boats. Whoa, what a race. Now we're talking.
Race season starts every spring, ripping around 100-mile courses marked by buoys. But a driver can't win the race alone. Pier 57 is so fearsome, it takes 2 men to tame it.
I'm the throttle man. What I take care of is the speed of the boat, the control of the boat, the attitude of the boat. I watch the gauges. I have a ballast tank. I can level the boat out with ballast. Basically, keeping everything in this boat laid over flat and running properly.
The secret to Pier 57's license-losing capabilities? Well, it isn't its eye-catching good looks. It's from its air-catching twin-hull design.
I'm standing under the back end of the race boat here. This is where the air is trapped, and when the air gets trapped on here, it actually makes this thing like a kite. This boat weighs like 9,500 pounds. When you're trapping the air underneath it, you're actually taking a lot of the weight away because the air is helping you carry the extra weight that you've got. So it makes a 9,500 pound boat seem like it's half that when it's running at top speeds.
In fact, running flat out, Pier 57's 42-foot frame flies across the sea in only 6 inches of water. And if you're thinking Pier 57 looks like a fighter jet, well, it's built like one too.
This is our cockpit. It's basically the same as what you'd see in an airplane. The glass is all bulletproof. This is a 2-person canopy cockpit. It's got to protect us. We got oxygen inside. We've got an escape hatch on the bottom, and hopefully this bad boy won't turn over. But in case it does, this is what keeps us alive, hopefully.
Have an accident in this boat at full speed, and the water impact is like crashing into a brick wall. It was a lesson Pier 57 learned in a recent race.
We started the race in Miami. We were racing down the straightaway side by side with one of the supercharged boats. On the inside, which no one saw, or a boat shouldn't have been there, a 4,000 horsepower, 50-foot boat weighing around 20,000 pounds, come lumbering through that turn at over 120 miles an hour and hit us broadside.
Into the first turn.
There's a lot of traffic out there. Joan, I think 2 boats just hit.
Oh, I think it's the Pier 57. They've collided in the north turn.
Pier 57 was severely damaged, but the crew survived. Today, Pier 57 is as good as new, back in its aquatic element, ready to liquidate the competition one race at a time.
You usually start hearing those superchargers screaming in your ear, and you hear that real high pitch. You look down and you're at the 7,000 RPM range, and all the gauges and everything's there, and the boat's flying, and it's wandering a little bit from side to side, and you say, yippee-ki-yay, here we are.
Pier 57 Fountain is starting to pass and take the lead.